Alright, so today we're talking about variables and expressions. When you're doing a science experiment, we often have a variable and then we have a constant. What does that mean when in science? So say I'm doing a lab on the effects of different types of water on plants. What would my constant be?
The facts you know.
Okay, the facts I know. What else? The plant, okay. The water. So my constant would just be like plain water. And then what would the variables be? Because I would still want to use the same plants throughout because you don't want to change too many things when you're doing an experiment. So what would the variables be? Not the plant. No?
Where the plants grow?
No. The water. So I'd probably like try salt water, or I would try hot water, maybe watering it with cold water. My constant would be, say I just use plain lukewarm water, and then my variables would be changing that water. So variable, the root word of variable is vary. What does vary mean, Oliver? Let me rephrase that. Vary as in V-A-R-Y instead of V-E-R-Y. Isaac? No?
Multiple something.
Okay, so if you have varying speeds when you're driving somewhere, what does that mean? Different? What is my speed doing?
Changing.
It's changing. It's not staying the same. So what do you think a variable is in math?
Letter that stands for a number.
Okay, that's the definition, but we're not getting there yet. So yeah, the definition is a letter that stands for a number, but is it always the same value of numbers that go in for that variable? Sometimes it is if it's an equation. When I have like x plus 5 equals 6. There's only one value that I can plug in for there to make it true. But what if I had x plus 5 is greater than 6? Is there only one value that would make that side greater than 6? No. Or if I just have an expression that's 2x plus 5, is there any limitations to what I can plug in for that x? No, really I can do a lot to it. So a variable, yes, it is a letter that stands for a number. Sometimes it'll be a symbol, but most of the time a letter. Then we're going to talk about expressions today. So I have two types of expressions. I have a numerical expression and I have an algebraic expression. What do you think a numerical expression is?
Jack? Just numbers.
Just numbers and operations. So give me an example of a numerical expression. 5 times 5 would be numerical. It's composed of just numbers and that operation just has, yeah. So what do you think the difference is in an algebraic expression? So now instead of just numbers and operations, now what am I adding in there?
Numbers and variables.
Now I have variables in there as well. So an algebraic expression, oh man, is a mathematical phrase that uses variables, numerals. If you want to write numbers instead of numerals, you can, and operation symbols. Think to grammar. What's the difference between a phrase and a sentence?
Phrase is only part of a sentence.
Phrase is only a part of a sentence, so it's not really a complete thought yet. So a mathematical phrase or an expression is just part of an equation. So it's like one side of your equation. So 2x plus 3. I know I'm not being told what that 2x plus 3 has to be equal to, so it's not a whole complete thought. It's just that 2x plus 3. So with an expression, an algebraic expression, I could just have the variable, or I could have a variable number. So I could just have x, or I could have 3x plus 4y. So as long as there's a variable in there, it's considered an algebraic expression. You'll also see it called a variable expression sometimes. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to identify expressions as either numerical or algebraic. So if I have 7 times 3, what kind of expression would that be? Okay, numerical. How do you know? Very good. One thing that I'm going to try kind of wean you away from is the use of this type of multiplication symbol. Why do you think I'm going to start discouraging you from using this? Yeah. Okay. What could somebody mistake this as? An x. So somebody might think this is 7 times x times 3. So remember, with multiplication of a number and a variable, we can just write them right next to each other. So what's another way? This is correct. I'm not saying I will count you wrong, but what's another way I could write this? Alex? You could do a dot. What's the possible issue with the dot? It's still correct. Okay, you might not be able to see it. Maybe. It could look like a decimal point. So be careful if you're doing the dot and you're doing numbers with decimals, because some people then confuse it and they're not sure where their decimals are at. So you can do it this way. You can do it with the dot. What's another way to show 7 times 3? Parentheses. So the way that you will see me do it a lot is with the parentheses. Then it's very clearly multiplication. I don't have to mess around with the dot. If you want to do the dot, that's fine. But you'll see me use parentheses a lot. Okay, if I look at B, I have 4t. What kind of expression is that? Brayden, what do you think?
Algebraic expression.
Why?
As a variable.
And what is that variable?
T.
So questions on this? For your homework, all you have to do is say numerical or algebraic. You don't have to write the word expression. And then if there is a variable, just identify what that variable is. So here, go to quick check 1. It's on the back of your note sheet. These are problems that you're going to do on your own, and then we'll go over them. So this is a chance for you to practice it and see how you're doing. So identify them as either numerical or algebraic, and then name the variable. Question or answer? Yeah.
Can we like write this A or N instead of algebraic or numerical?
You can write algebraic expression or numerical expression, or you can write algebraic or numerical. Who is worth asking? For the sake of your notes, if you just want to do A or N, that's fine. It's on your homework. I'm sure you got it. All right, A. Just Peterson. What do you think? Okay. Very good. B. Hayden. Very good. And C. Portland. Oh, algebraic. Why is it algebraic? There's a variable, and the variable is C. Kind of blended in with the C at the bottom. All right, next thing we're doing is we're going to write algebraic expressions. So they're going to give you a word phrase, or they're going to give you a scenario, and you have to write the expression for it. So we're writing an expression for the cost of pea pens priced at 29 cents each. So say you wanted to go out and buy 10 pens. What would you do with the 29 cents in that 10? What? Okay, you would take the cost of one of them and multiply by 10. So if I'm buying pea pens, just any number of pens, what do I do with the number that I'm buying and the cost per pen? Multiply them. Very good. So here I'm going to take 29 times my number of pens, which they said was 10. When we're dealing with money, keep it in the form that they have it in the story problem. So since I wrote this as cents rather than dollars, even though we read them as the same thing, be careful how you put it in your expression. So since I had it as a whole number here, keep it as a whole number in your expression, otherwise you're changing the meaning of it. So the algebraic expression, I could do 29 times p with the dot, like they did here. Or how else could I write that since it's a number and a variable? Oliver. So when you're multiplying a number times a variable, you can just write them right next to each other. Make sure you write the number first and then the variable after that. So for your quick checks on this one, A, you have something to do with bagels, so you're finding the cost of B bagels. B is a good one, so you're finding the number of hours in M minutes. If you need to, think about how, say I went shopping for 240 minutes. Think about what you would do with that 240 in order to get to the number of hours. To help you out with this. All right, what would I do for A? My luck.
Okay, so you would do 50 cents times B.
Okay, so what did you use to show your multiply?
I just did 50 and negative dot.
Okay, how else could I present?
50B.
Or with the decimal, right? On this one, why am I using the decimal here for 50 cents instead of whole number like on the previous one? Keep.
Because it has to do with no problem.
Yeah, so it's the form that it started in, so then just keep it in that form for your problem. If you want to, you could technically put a dollar sign out there. Today, since we're just worrying about the expressions and not the final answer, I'm not going to be super picky about labels. You don't need to label today, but in the future, I am picky about labels. Sorry. All right, how would we do B? Number of hours and M minutes. Jack.
How does M equal 60?
There is something with M and 60. M does not equal 60. Blank. Yeah. I'm dividing by 60. So think, if I went shopping, if I told you I'm going to go shopping for 240 minutes, so that's my number of minutes.
How would you figure out how many hours I'm actually shopping? Okay. You divide it by 60. So if you're unsure how to write, and then that would be equal to 4 hours. So I took my number of minutes divided by 60 to figure out my number of hours. So if you're unsure how to write an algebraic expression with a variable, pick a value for that variable to help you figure out how you would do it. What's another way I can write division? So I can write it with the division symbol, or what else can I do? You can do a fraction bar. So how would I write this as a fraction? One thing if you've never had me before, please do not do pretty fractions. I don't like them. The only time I will allow them is if you're labeling a rate of like feet per second. Otherwise, it's a big no-no. Don't do it. Okay. I realize it's prettier. I realize it saves space on your paper, but that's okay. If you're not on paper, I have a ton of documents. All right, the last thing we're going to do is we're going to take a word phrase and turn it into an algebraic expression. So 9 more than a number y. So what do I write that? What do you think? Okay. Is that the only way I can do that one? That works. Is there any other way that somebody would write that one? Isaac? You can also do y plus 9. What property of addition allows us to switch those around? Commutative. The numbers are commuting back and forth. They're changing places.
Which other operation has a commutative property?
Multiplication. Which operations are not commutative? Subtraction and division. Yep. So you have to be very careful in the order you write your expressions, like a subtraction or division. Which leads into this one. For less than a number n. What would I write that one? N minus 4. So this is a tricky one where it's backwards of what you would think. So 4 is less than a number n. So think, Blaine, if you have 10 apples and I have 4 less than you, how do you figure out how many apples I have? 10 minus 4. Figure out 6 apples. How about this one? A number z times 3. Mama. Very good. So you could do z times 3, or you can just do 3z. If you haven't had them before, I put lines to my z so that they don't look like 2's. Number a divided by 12. And a divided by 12. Okay. So with division, you just write it in order that it is in the problem. How else can I show that one? Okay. Yep. And then the last one, it's a good one. 5 times the quantity, 4 plus the number c. Emma. Very good. So it doesn't matter if you put that 5 in the front or behind. How did you know that 4 plus c had to be in parentheses? Yeah. Okay, so which word in there told me that I had to do 4 plus c first? Quantity. So that means that I have to figure out the answer for 4 plus c first. So remember, order of operations, multiplication comes before addition. So I have to have those parentheses so that I do that addition first before I multiply 5 times the answer. Another way you'll see it is 5 times the sum of 4 and c. Sum means the answer to that addition problem, so I have to add first. Or 5 times the difference of, so once again, you have to have it in parentheses. Questions? All right, for your homework assignment, turn to page 6. Maybe. You are going to do 5 through 7. So tell me if it's a numerical expression or algebraic expression. If it is algebraic, name the variable. So once again, you can just write numerical or algebraic and then give me the variable. 11 through 14, write a variable expression for each word phrase. And then you're going to jump down to 25 and 26. You have to write an expression for each quantity. So like number 25, the number of days in 4 weeks. Don't tell me what that total number is. Give me like the problem you would do in your head in order to figure out what that total number would be. So give me the expression there. Then you're going to do 29. You just have to write an expression for Maya. And then 32 through 35. These are matching. So you're matching this model here with either A, B, C, or D. So look at what is happening below on the number line to get to the red bar that's on top. So you have to figure out what operation is going on there between 4 and X. And then 37 is error analysis, so you have to explain to me what the student is doing wrong in that problem.